Okay, how's everybody doing? I come to you very, very sad in mourning the loss of one of my personal favorite MCs of all time, MF Doom. And my personal pick for the greatest rapper to ever do it. Just gonna keep it 100% a buck. In my opinion, MF Doom is the greatest rapper to ever touch a microphone. You can just go and look at all of his rhyme schemes, his ridiculous layered flows, extremely complex things that he does, to all the while rhyming with so many different entendres going on and different rhyme patterns and all these different rhyme schemes and things. In my opinion, he is the best rapper of all time, the greatest, the literal GOAT, the best to ever do it. And it's so sad to see him gone so soon, but in light of the terrible news, I thought it would be great to share my favorite picks of his discography, my favorite songs from him, my top 50 to be exact. And yes, this guy has so much music that I can do literally 50 of my favorite songs of his. He has this much actual music, so which is nuts, you know what I'm saying? And even doing the 50, I was still like, oh, but I don't know. It was still up in arms to me which song I wanted to make the 50th spot. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way up until number 50, I was trying to debate what I wanted to put where. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, so these aren't the 50 like best songs in his discography or anything. Nothing like that. They're just my kind of personal favorites. If you think a song's better than another song, then it probably is. It probably could be. They're just my favorite, my personal favorite tracks of his that I consistently go back to. And if you don't know much about MF Doom, he's rapped under several different monikers, whether it be, you know, Victor Von or MF Doom or I forget his name back when he rapped in KMD, but yeah, whatever his name was back then. King Ghidorah, just Doom, Danger Mouse, you know, Madeline, etc. He's had several names or whatever, but this is just everything that I've listened to of his compiled into a list. Also, there will be nothing from there won't be that many singles because I haven't listened to a lot of them, sadly. There's nothing from KMD on this list either because I have not listened to their discography. I will definitely get to it now. And there's also going to be nothing from what am I thinking of? Danger Mouse, because I haven't listened to that. Danger Doom, because I haven't listened to that as well. So yeah, but the entire majority of his discography that I have listened to will be present on this list. So without further ado, let's just get into it because it's actually pretty long. And at the number 50 spot, I have none other than one of his more recent tracks, actually, and one of his most unique and unexpected collaborations, in my opinion, which is going to be his collaboration with MF Doom. MF Doom's collaboration with Westside Gunn on I think the EP was called Westside Doom. And my favorite track from him is going to be Gorilla Monsoon, and it makes it onto the list at the number 50 spot. I think both him and Doom go extremely hard on it. So yeah, that's going to make it in just by the hairs at the number 50 spot. 49, we got Con Queso. It's just one of the extremely good tracks from M Food. You know, there's a million of them. There's more to come on the list, plenty more to come. Lightworks makes it at number 48. One of my favorite tracks from Born Like This. You won't see that much of it on the album on this list because it's one of my lesser favorite Doom albums. Probably my least favorite, honestly, of what I've listened to of Doom. I don't really know what it is. I just think he sounds so husky, and so much of the production is so raw on this album. It doesn't feel as clean or cheery as a lot of the cuts from Operation Doomsday or M Food. So yeah, but Lightworks definitely is one of my favorites. I really like the sample and the old hip hop feel to it, even though it came out in 2009. At 47, we have Vomit Spit, just another really good track from M Food. I love the sample in this. Love the beat, and I love how he just kind of doesn't stop flowing. He just keeps on going on this track. At 46, we got Greenbacks. Greenbacks really makes the cut just because of the production, honestly. The Doom's verses on this track aren't that good compared to a lot of the other, probably every other track on this list, honestly. But man, the production on this is great. I really have a knack for whatever little beat they use for this. I don't know, it just kind of resonates with me, honestly. Then we got Crazy World. A lot of people probably like this track a lot more than what I do. It's gonna be the first track from the King, from Take Me to Your Leader, the King Ghidorah mixtape. And I really like Crazy World, but it's just not it's just not a top tier track for me. It probably lands so low because I don't really like the monotony of the chorus on it. It's really repeated. Next we got Fastlane though, which is a fantastic track. I love Fastlane so much. It is so like the beat, the production. It's all so unique. I just love it. I just love it. And then Tick Tick, which is probably one of the strangest songs that I've ever heard. I've never heard a song like Tick Tick aside from Tick Tick. It's just so strange. The tempo is so weird. It's slowing down and speeding up, which is kind of the point of the track. And it's also very menacing sounding for it to be so early in Doom's discography. Next we got That's, which besides having the really good Doom verses and stuff, it has the really unique singing bit at the end. So yeah. Then we got Saliva, which is gonna be the first track from Vaudeville Villain, a kind of more underrated Doom album, honestly. A lot of people really don't talk about it as much as they should, in my opinion. I really like Vaudeville Villain, and Saliva is just one of the tracks on it where he's just going off. He's just rapping really fast and going in. I mean, there's not really much else to say, and it's the same thing for The Drop, which is the next entry at number 40. Just going in. I mean, like, so many of these tracks kind of blend in together because it's just so many lyrics. It's just so many lyrics. He doesn't stop on a lot of these tracks on Buffalo Villain. And so it's easy to get a lot of them mixed up, honestly. And then we got So Dope, which has a very good feature from the female MC whose name I forget currently, but I love it. And then Rainbows, which is the first track from Mad Villainy to make it onto the list. I really like the production on Rainbow. It's short but sweet. Just a great track. And then Figaro. I really like the refrain Figaro and the kind of smooth bass and kind of tone to it. It's very nice to the ear, in my opinion. And then we got A Modern Day Mugging, which I believe is the opening track to Vaudeville Villain, and what a way to kick off an album. He just hops in this thing and just absolutely eats and goes, and it's kind of ridiculous. And then Money Folder. If you've heard Money Folder, you know. The beat, the production, Mad Lib on this thing, it is insane. And then Curls with another one of my favorite Doom verses ever. He just really does his thing. And if you've seen the rhyme scheme for this, like if you match up every word in the verses that like rhymes together, it's pretty fucking nuts. It's pretty crazy. Next we got Antimatter, which is from Take Me to Your Leader, I believe. The track, I think it was with Mr. Fantastic. I can't remember though. But it's one of the more catchier songs in Doom's discography and has a really unique production to it. Kind of like Western sounding. It's very peculiar, I would say. And then we got Meat Grinder. Chipping off the meat grinder. Classic Mad Villainy track. Very good. Then we got GMC, which is gonna be one of my favorite songs from Vaudeville Villain. There's so many Vaudeville Villain tracks on this list now that I'm looking at it. Just because it's that damn good of an album. because that didn't get an album, or can I tell you guys? So on to number 30, we got Deadbands, which has another Doom singing bit at the start of it, funny enough. And it has one of my favorite Doom opening lines where he says, "I hold the mic like how niggas hold they girl tight," and it gets me every time. It gets me every time, man. And then we got a Dead Mouse, not the album, but the song from Bucky Villain, a Dead Mouse. Yeah, I don't really know what this one sounds like now that I'm looking at it, because I get so many of these tracks from Bucky Villain mixed up. But I really like it. I really like it. Just know that. I think I really like this one for the production. The production on this one kind of goes dumb. So yeah. And then we got Can I Watch, which is from Bucky Villain as well. I believe I think it's the track with the female MC, Nikki, and she just kind of hops on that beat. She really does. It has very, very, very smooth production. Now that I'm done listening to Can I Watch, what do we got next? We got Clack Clack Con Carne at number 27. And yeah, this one, it doesn't really have that much of a food pun aside from the name being in the song once, but man, it's fucking good. The beat, the rhymes, the beat, the rhymes. That's all I gotta say. The beat and the rhymes. Listen to the song for the beat and the rhymes. He goes off. It actually got Rhinestone Cowboy. I really love that sample with the applause and all that. It's so good. It's so unique, so good. And I love how it kind of keeps on going. Like, other tracks on My Villainy are super short and sweet and to the point, but this one kind of keeps on going. Right when you think it's about to end, he goes back in, and the applause starts, and it kind of fades out, then fades back in. It's really nice. Next, we got a Beef Rap. And I only have it at 25 because of the fucking skit at the start. The skit at the start, man. I used to not listen to the song for the longest time just because I wanted to listen to the skit at the beginning or skip past it or whatever, but I could not put Beef Rap on this list. It's too iconic. It's too MF Doom. It's Beef Rap. And the beat. Like, one thing about a lot of MF Doom songs, especially Food and Operation Doomsday specifically, is that a lot of the instrumentals sound like something that I've heard before, but I can't pin it on anything, and I'm like, I don't know. My parents didn't listen to MF Doom, my siblings didn't, so I haven't heard this before, but it sounds so damn familiar. And that's how I feel about Beef Rap's instrumental. Next we got Pop Snot, which is just like, I just love the slow start to it. Like, it just starts so slow, and not only that, but he gives you so long to ease you into the instrumental info, all of the drums and the melody and all that. And then after all that waiting, he delivers. He opens up one of my favorite MF Doom opening lines. It lasts longer if you take a picture. It's Vixter, less Lexter. Sip, 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 sip of some more liquor. I think it's something like that. I haven't listened to the song in a while. I've listened to MF Doom in general in like probably about maybe two or 3 years. I mean, like, I come back to my playlist every now and then, but all of this is kind of like old info that I'm just kind of bouncing on. So yeah, but yeah, just love it. And next we got my favorite, and I guess kind of the only posse cut in MF Doom's discography, at least I can think of, which is going to be Who You Think I Am of Operation Doomsday. The first Operation Doomsday track in a while on this list, which will show you that there's a lot more to come. But man, like, Who You Think I Am is just, the beat is just so classic hip-hop. Everybody's on this damn track. There's so many different people, and they all come in and just do their damn thing. Jeez. And then just I mean, like, MF Doom doesn't even come into like the third verse on his own song, and he comes in with the rhymes. We got plenty, times, too many. It is, man, I love this fucking song. And next at number 22, we got Cookies, which is such a creative and funny track off M Food. It's just, it's so creative how he uses all of the different deep layered cookie puns or whatever in it. It's very, very funny. I just really love Cookies just for that, and just the little doom 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 climbing bass is just very very pleasing to the ear. And next we got Red and Gold, which is one of my favorite Doom instrumentals. I absolutely love the production on this. Like the synth and like it feels like there's a soul. Yeah, there's a soul sample. The synth and the soul sample and just that little vocal inflection, and then it comes back in, and you get the doom doom, and then the breakdown. It's just it's so classic. It feels like something my parents would play for me. And I also love the line on this. That's one of my favorite Doom lines, where he says, the way his shit was twisted, asked him if I heard it. And that shit is funny. It kills me every single time. And next we got Hoe Cakes, which is a just prime MF Doom line of food. We finally cracked the top 20, where I'm probably going to start actually talking about the tracks a lot more, even though we're like 20 minutes into this video. So yeah, it's gonna be a long one. Hope you guys have made it this far, because now we're getting into the good shit. Okay. But Hoe Cakes has the really weird beatboxing sample, and the really, really creative production, and the little super sample. And it's all fantastic. It's all great. I would recommend this track if you haven't listened to MF Doom before, because as we get on, there might be some more layered stuff. This track is a very, you know, I don't know, kind of accessible Doom track, and yeah. And so then next we got Absolutely, which has just such a damn peaceful, such a smooth, it's so damn smooth and glossy. And it just easily makes it one of my favorite tracks off of Born Like This, because every track on Born Like This, it feels like has this very deep try-hard feeling instrumental to it, and then you just kind of got this kind of smooth breakdown in the middle, and next we got out of focus. There, it's a little bit better. Next we got Rap Snitches telling all their business, sitting in the court and be their own star witness. I don't think I need to say much more about this aside from the sample of Space Odyssey. That sample, it's ridiculous. Love it. Next we got Fancy Clown, which is a very, very, very creative track. It's probably one of the most creative moments in Doom's entire discography, where Doom said before, you know, nobody's on his level for him to beef with them. He doesn't beef with other rappers or anything like that, aside from MF Grimm, kind of. But so instead of actually having an actual beef with anyone, he gets on this soul sample track, and as Victor Von, you know, remember we were talking about Bob Dylan and Victor Von and that character and persona, he hops on this track as Victor Von and beefs with, and laments about his girl, who was stolen from him by none other than the villain MF Doom. Which is just hilarious within the context of the track, because he's just talking and rapping throughout the verse, talking shit about this girl and her new man that, you know, she's cheating on him with, and that man the whole time is him. Just a different persona, of course. And it's very creative, very, very, very funny. And next we got Gazillionaire. Villain man never never ran with curls in his hand and won't stop rapping till he clock a gazillion grand, I think is the opening lyric, and it's one of my favorite opening lyrics of any MF Doom song. I love it. So creative. And I actually kind of like the remix of this a little bit better. I think it's a J Dilla remix. Okay, I'm back. And I'm back. And the remix I was talking about was the Dave Sitek remix of Gazillionaire. I love it. It's so glossy and just smooth, and it fits the lyrical content so well. Surprisingly, you wouldn't expect it to, but it really does. Next up on the list, where we at? We got Great Day, which is just another very chill kind of break in Madvillainy, where Doom's just kind of talking to himself the entire time, and talking to himself in third person, like, Doom, are you pondering when I'm pondering? And it also has one of my favorite comedic Doom lines, where he says, he says something in the previous line about wishes, and then he goes to the next line and says, one thing this party could use is more, and he goes, booze. You know, because like obviously the next line would be him saying bitches, but he doesn't say that because that would be too obvious. And so he just says one thing this party could use is more booze, and it's very, very funny in my opinion. And it really, this track just kind of exudes that Doom comedy, the comedic Doom aspect that I love to have on so many different tracks. And man, oh man, I miss my man Doom. Before it's even got Phasers, which just has, once again, just such smooth production, such smooth fucking production. So satisfying. I love that track so much. I love the instrumental is just you could just go to sleep to it with it playing in the background, man. It's so great. And is probably my personal favorite track off of Take Me to Your Leader personally. But next we got Potholders, which has once again is one of my favorite produced MF Doom tracks. And it has probably my favorite feature in all of Doom's discography as well, which is I think his name is Count Bass D. Never heard of the dude, but he gives like two verses. One under a bad sign, looked her up and down and said, too much makeup. Rappers don't blow up, heads do. Then you got the Still Dre sample with a hot shit, and just such a quirky instrumental. Yes, love it. This track is classic Doom. Actually, classic Doom is the next track. We just go with the flow. Doom, 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 doom. Such great production once again. And that's something that separates Doom from the rest. His production is kind of unparalleled. He can rap over anything. But yeah, Go With The Flow has some of my favorite Doom flows, coincidentally, but it goes with the name. But some of my favorite Doom flows and some of my favorites just kind of bars of his. Super motherfucker villain the mic with an iron hand, throwing them seeds to the fire from up the frying pan. Then you some trying, man. Son stop crying. For it like you deaf defiant. Need to stop lying. Speak your piece. Speak your piece before you're spoken to first. Let me in the verse while I'm choking you. Something. I don't know, man. I can't even rap it all, man. The rhyme scheme is too complex. The rhymes and the flows are too complex. I don't even know it all, okay? How could I know it all? SMH, man, SMH. Okay, next we got accordion. And accordion is just another one of those crazy rhyme schemes where literally, like, you can color code the rhyming words and it'll just go down looking like a rainbow. It's nuts. It's absolutely ridiculous. This track just has so many quotables. Just keep your eye out like I capping. And that's why you hold his own needle and get more cheese than Doritos, Cheetos, or Fritos. That's all I gotta say. Next we got Next Level. This is gonna be my favorite track from Statement to Your Leader. Actually, it's not gonna be Phasers. My bad. Next Levels just has one of his. He just hops in this track with such hungriness. It's King Ghidorah. The round forces are not ether, and just the beat is just so smooth, so jazzy. It sounds like something. This track sounds like something from a Tribe Called Quest album. Like I want to say this track really sounds like something from the Low End Theory. Honestly, yeah, it's kind of nuts. Next we got Rhymes Like Dimes. He sell rhymes like dimes, want to mostly keep cash, but brag about but talk about the broke times, broken rhymes. Like the rhymes are too complex. I can't say. I'm not talented like Doom. I'm not talented like Daniel Dumoulin. Okay, I can't do it. I can't. What do you want me to do? Rhymes Like Dimes, one of the most popular in the Doom track, one of the most iconic in his entire discography. It is great. And onto another one of the most iconic is gonna be Lick Upon. Told the chick the quickest way to get on, Lick Upon. Yeah, this track is just classic Doom. It's a classic Victor Vaughn, I guess. As another of my favorite opening Doom lines, confirmation of his worst fears. Ever since his first years, he had the thirst for beers. Back from the future, you know, so on and so on. I mean, I'm not gonna rap the whole thing, okay? But it's great. I love the kind of boom bap hip hop beat on this one. Very New York feel to it. It's just great, and he incorporates the word "look upon" into like every verse. It's kind of crazy. Or the words "look upon" rather. And next we got Raid, which is just one of the best produced tracks on Night Villainy. And another one of the best opening Doom lines. How Doom hold heat but preach non-violence. He's about to speak. Come on, silence. Just very comedic Doom once again. Very creative. And man. I'm looking at these top 5 tracks and jeez. Let's get into the top 5. Coming in at number 5, we have One Beer, which is, dare I say, the best produced Doom track. I mean, it's definitely like top 3 best produced Doom tracks. It's so creative. It's so fucking creative. It's ridiculous. Never heard a hip hop beat produced like this ever. Of course, a little beginning. I get no kick from champagne. Their alcohol. Yeah, you get another one of your little Doom singing segments that he likes to do occasionally, like once an album. It's kind of funny. Then you get, there's only one beer left. Rappers screaming all in our ear, like all in our ears, like Weird Death. Little shot at Busta Rhymes, I think. So yeah. But yeah, man. This is just pure Doom. And he just hops into instrumental and writes it. And that's why it's gonna be actually my favorite track from Food. So yeah, that's gonna end off Food on this list. Thankfully, so I don't have to say like damn name of the album anymore. And next we got All Caps. Probably the first Doom track that I ever heard because I heard it on the episode of Boondocks. Like a lot of y'all probably. But yeah, it has a very comic book feel. Instrumental to it. And it's just that kind of discography that you guys see. Hops on, gives 2 of his best verse ever. Does his thing, and he ends it off badass. Just remember all caps when you spell the man's name. Don't let me catch you spelling Doom without all caps. You can't say pop and forget the smoke, and you can't spell MF Doom without all caps. Okay. And next we got Doomsday, which is probably Doom's most popular song ever. The great singing feature from Pebbles, Invisible Girl, and one of the most heartfelt Doom verses of his entire discography. On Doomsday, ever since the womb till I'm back with my brother, when that's what my tune will say. Right under my government, Doom will lay. And it's very, very, I guess, like, yeah, I never thought this day would come when that lyric's gonna be so relevant, because he is back with his brother, thankfully, in a better place now than, he's in a better place now, back with his brother, and hopefully they put, God damn. Okay, I'm back. I've gathered myself. Damn, I got a little bit emotional for a second. And it's not gonna get any better because of the next track, which is the question mark track. Question. The kind of true outro to Operation Doomsday, and kind of answers some questions within the Doom mythos as to why he came back to the rap game the way he did in 1999 with Operation Doomsday. And this track is really just a tribute to Subroc, DJ Subroc, his brother. It's very, very, very heartfelt, and got the machete in hand. Just a very, very heartfelt tribute to his brother and all of that, and such a great instrumental too. Sorry, I'm having it's gotten so sad at the end of this list with these two tracks. Okay, it's gotten so damn sad. But man, I love the production. I'll probably use the beat on this track for a little background noise throughout the entire video, probably. So yeah. But yeah, onto the final track, which is Gas Straws, which is probably one of the heaviest bangers in the MF Doom discography. You were very high. By the way, I re-up on bad dreams, bag up, screaming the 50s who be up on mad schemes that he sound like Jiffy Pop. Or something like that. I haven't heard this song in a while. But yeah, he still slices squares like Sicilians. They maybe had to hurt them feelings. I'll ruin you in the dirt that I be doing in my domes while I'm sending spirits to the ceiling, chrome pilling, don't blown within the comforts of your own home, grown big, willing high rolling. I hope that I keep the style on my eyes swollen. My favorite MF Doom verse ever on this track is that first one. It's just hold on, let's play this. Man, this is just such a fucking good song. It's such a good song. I don't know why this track has resonated with me more than any MF Doom song. It's just really just kind of like the clarity of his voice and just kind of the old sounding New York style hip hop beat, boom bap motherfucking beat on this thing. Just the way he rides it, this is what really just kind of cracked me into to Operation Doomsday and Doom's discography in general, because Operation Doomsday is where I started, and it's where you should start if you start listening to MF Doom. It's the clear starting point, where you should start listening to his music. But it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But yeah, I'm glad we ended it on a more positive, more happy, more uplifting note. And this isn't all bad. Doom still, I'm sure we'll get plenty of posthumous music from MF Doom to carry on the great legacy of the amazing father, the amazing husband, the amazing rapper, the amazing man that was Daniel Dumile, Victor Vaughn, King Ghidorah, MF Doom, or just Doom, you know, so, yeah. And from now on, Halloween, October 31st, is Doomsday. It's when Doom passed on to the other life. How incredibly ironic that the man who has worn a mask his whole life, or not his whole life, but has worn a mask for the past, 20 years of his life, passes away, transitions on the holiday where we all dress up as somebody that we're not. In the year where we all have to wear masks because of coronavirus. It's very poetic. And on that note, I'm going to end this video. I really do hope y'all enjoyed a trip down MF Doom's discography and the memory lane that has been his music. It's been very impactful in my life and all of that. So rest in peace to the GOAT. This is my tribute video.